If you understand the placement of the 11th house conjunct with different planets right, a number of things in your life, including where and how your wishes and desires can get fulfilled, can also come good in your life. Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan. Once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. We have been doing this series of different house lords conjunct with different planets, Sun, Mercury, Venus and so on. In this slide we have already covered a number of placements of different house lords conjunct with different planets. Today I am going to talk about the conjunction of the 11th house lord, what kind of results it gives when it is conjunct with different planets. Now this is an important placement because one, the 11th house is the house of our wishes and desires, our social life, our social connection, our social network, how we may accrue gains from our efforts over a period of time. Remember, 11th house is also an Upachaya house. But apart from that, it is also about how our efforts over a period of time can get us gains connected to working in large corporations, working in large causes. Also, how we may gain from our connection with friends, our extended network, our social network as well. So when the 11th house lord gets connected with different planets through its conjunction, what kind of results it will accrue for us? Let's jump in and see how it will work out for us. Now when the 11th house lord is conjunct with Sun, here the zodiac is telling us that Sun means responsibility, Sun means accountability, Sun also means taking matters in your own hand, which means unless you take matters in your own hand, you become the responsible person for your own destiny. Results may not accrue to you, results may not come to you, gains may not come to you. So first and foremost, responsibility of gains, responsibility of results, good or bad, all lies upon you, or generally to a large extent lies upon you. But it also means that unless you show the passion and you work hard while taking accountability and leadership, results may not come to you. It could also mean that you are able to shine in society. Sun is very strongly placed in the 11th house. Now it may not be in the 11th house, but it is placed with the 11th lord, which means the more you shine or you put in an effort to shine, go out and meet with people, try and be a more extrovert person, maybe blow your trumpet a little bit, then the results will come to you. This also means that you will be also connected with some people who may themselves be very good in society, or they may themselves have had good success in society. So some of you may find, especially if the conjunction is occurring in a good house, for example it occurs in the 5th house, in the 9th house, in the 11th house itself, you may find that you sometimes get connected to people who themselves are achievers, themselves are celebrities in their own right, or people who have had success. So this means that you may also be able to get connected to such people who themselves may be somebody who have good standing in society. It could also mean having your wishes and desires fulfilled from somebody who is of higher authority, maybe in the government, or you, because of your work with the government or in government service, may also get gains connected to how various wishes and desires get fulfilled. Or it could also mean falling in love with, or falling in romance with, or being with somebody who themselves may have a lot of authority, leadership or accountability, or also to an extent may push you a bit or maybe even rule you a bit. So if the 11th house lord is conjunct with Sun, keep this in mind. Now it's also important to note which house the conjunction occurs, because that will also bring in its own flavor. Now if the 11th house lord is conjunct with Mercury, here the zodiac is telling you that this is a placement where you need to be young at heart for a long period of time to be able to make gains. The younger at heart you are over a period of time, and the more inquisitive you are, the more curious you are, the better results you will gain. Why is it so? Mercury is also the significator or the karaka of children, or like the childlike spirit, or the sportsmanship spirit, or the enthusiastic spirit. Now what happens with children? Children may, because of being very tired, they may not be able to carry on for too long, but you give them some rest, and then you see after a few hours when they're up, they're again having the same bubbly energy. They're very curious, they ask a lot of questions. So the zodiac is telling you that as long as you are curious, you have that energy, of to being curious and asking questions, and or using data, using knowledge, using learning, then you will be able to gain. However, you will have to keep the childlike enthusiasm and use that to your advantage, while being logical, while being somebody who can use the intellectual capability. So this is a placement that you will get gains or good results because you're using your intellectual capability, coupled with curiosity, coupled with your need to know or understand things, where you're inquisitive, you want to go deep, dig deep, ask the right questions, and then to be able to find the answers through your data-oriented, knowledge-oriented approach. This could also mean that you fall in love with, or you get connected with somebody who themselves are either very young or they are very young at heart. You get connected with somebody who themselves are very, very bubbly, or some connection may happen in the social circle. You may have some friends who themselves are very enthusiastic, very, very cheerful most of the time by nature. You will at least have one friend who's close to you who has that enthusiastic energy, like childlike enthusiasm, which rubs off on you. And this could also mean that your friendship generally happens with people who are either younger than you or maybe more or less the same age. You may rarely will, with this placement, you will find that your friends who are much, much older than you, much wiser than you. And some of these friends could also be those ones who you work with and you can also get in business with, because Mercury is also the karak of money and business. But be careful, especially if this placement is not strong, that you don't get into something which you may not like or you may regret later. So be careful, especially when you're getting into a partnership where money is connected with friends. However, this is good for having a long success built over your curiosity, based with logic, based with intellect, working for large organization, working with large causes. Now do keep in mind in which house the conjunction is occurring of the 11th house lord conjunct with Mercury. Now when the 11th house lord is conjunct with Venus, this is to an extent a God-given placement, because on one side, if you look at, Venus is the ruler of the sign of Libra, which is his Mool Trikona sign, and the 11th house from the 7th house, which Libra represents, is 5 places away, and which is a trine house placement away. And then the second house which Venus rules in the Kalpurush Kundli is the sign of Taurus. From Taurus, the sign of Aquarius, which is the 11th house, is roughly 10 houses away, or Kendra to it, or 10 places away. So here Venus place in the 11th house gets you connected to getting professional success working in large organizations through sheer ability to be able to work with a lot of communication skills, working with sophistication, bringing in the polish in your atmosphere, bringing the polish in your own character, in your personality, apart from the environment that you're working in. This is also placement where you may gain out of your association with the opposite gender, and you will find that your life sometimes most important decisions in life are somewhere or other related to the opposite gender. Either it could be a spouse, or it could be related to a boss or somebody who is in a society having a strong influence on you who is of the opposite gender. Generally, this is not the immediate relatives, but there may be a mentor who is of the opposite gender, somebody who could be a relative or acquaintance who has a strong bearing on you, or even a mentor that you look up to who may be of the opposite gender. If Venus is not well placed, then sometimes with this you may also have a gay experience, or you may have friends who are also maybe gay, or whose orientation is even bisexual maybe, or somebody who is attracted to both the sexes also. However, with this placement, this also means that success will come to you over a period of time when you're looking at material success. This is of course a success which comes to you with keeping to your values, keeping to principles alive, but you have to be somebody who is more materialistic while respecting the opposite gender, while also trying to work better with the opposite gender, because the results will come from there. Your material success will also come from working in large organizations, working for large causes, and for the masses. Remember, Venus may also give you huge adulation, huge love and affection if you're somebody who is able to cater to or give or be able to relate to a cause or be related to the maybe even the entertainment industry, when you're able to reach out to masses and then to be maybe able to entertain them or even to be able to cater to their senses through an artistic demeanor. But overall, this is a very strong placement of success built over material success, built over artistic endeavor, or the opposite gender built over a period of time. Now, when the 11th house lord is conjunct with Mars, Mars is a very strong energy where it's a go-getting energy. So the zodiac is telling you that as long as you have the drive, you have the killer instinct, you have the willpower, no goal, no target is less for you. In fact, the stronger the target is, the more enthusiasm you have, the more willpower that you have, the more killer instinct that you have, the more problem solving approach that you have, the better for you. So with this placement, the zodiac tells you the more stronger goal oriented you are, the stronger forceful you are in your ability to be able to chase your goals, change the direction that you want to go, the better results will come to you. So the more effort that you put in, the more assertive that you are in trying to get your wishes and desires fulfilled, the better for you. But this is also placement where you may have to stand up for some cause in society or stand up for something that you believe in. Sometimes this could also be somebody who is representing a company, representing a department also. Sometimes you may reach very high levels in your organization, but you also are the one who's the face of the organization, where you are presenting for the organization or you're representing the organization, you're firefighting for the organization. Even if you are not in a very high position in your organization, many a times the responsibility of firefighting either for your team or for your department or for your organization may fall on your shoulders, and you will be called in from time to time to be able to solve those issues. But this is also placement where you may also get into some unnecessary fights, unnecessary tips from time to time, and sometimes you may not even be the cause of it. Somebody else may be the cause, but because your personality is to be a fighter, to be able to get results, so you are somebody who will not back off from a fight. You will try to keep the peace for a large extent. However, if the fight comes to you, you will stand up to it. So this is overall a placement of good gains built over time with fighting spirit, with fierce resolve, with a problem solving approach, standing up for a cause in society, standing up for people, representing your organization, and getting all your wishes and desires fulfilled through a sheer effort, through a sheer willpower. Now, if the 11th house lord is conjunct with the moon, this is a very strong placement where your ability to be able to understand people, understand the environment, understand people, try and keep your ears to the ground, understand the emotional aspect also of a relationship, of a partnership, rather than only the logical nature of the partnership, of the work, of the acquaintance. So many times when you're dealing with people, just don't look at the things superficially. Also look at what is the behind the words meaning. What is the person trying to say? What is the emotional challenge the person is going through? Or is the person making an emotional decision? And you should be somebody who is himself or herself emotionally intelligent, which means you don't fall prey to your own intelligence, but use your emotional maturity to your advantage. Also, the greater understanding that you have, the greater attachment that you have, or the greater closeness that you have to a challenge, to a problem, to your organization, to your department, to your team members, maybe to your boss, the better you will be able to gain over a period of time. So, success coming to you built around enthusiasm, around understanding, around empathetic nature, around getting close to people, understanding the behind the words meaning, and then being able to attach yourself to a cause, attach yourself to a product or service which you cater to. So yeah, many times you also have to stand up for people, but from a softer side. You're not fighting for people, but standing by people, nurturing them, supporting them, maybe nurturing a team, leading a team, and then maybe supervising a team to be able to give or get better results. So there is certain degree of care, motherliness also which comes in, understanding which also comes in. But this is also an approach where, because of you being seen as somebody who's very malleable, somebody who's very flexible, somebody who's very empathetic and understanding, leadership roles come to you, high responsibility oriented roles also come to you, and the organization then expects you to also deliver. So if you have moon conjunct with the 11th house lord, a lot of your wishes and desires will come to you because of your nature of being empathetic, of being understanding, and somebody who's able to nurture people, even a leadership role who's catering to and also then influencing or bringing up new leaders also. So this is a placement where over a period of time, with how you are able to connect with people, even at an emotional level, you are able to get success. But this is also placement where you may be emotionally getting entangled with or connected with people at work. There may be some interaction because of which you get emotionally involved with somebody from your work, work environment or from your organization, maybe even the romantic liaison. So be really careful, because here you're expected to show emotional maturity, emotional intelligence, rather than emotional fallibility. So if you have the 11th house conjunct with moon, the work is surely cut out for you. Now if the 11th house lord is conjunct with Jupiter, this is a placement where the more learning that you have, the more you may gain from society, and you may also be seen as an expert, a very, very competent authority in your own subject. However, this is built over a period of time. This reputation is built over a period of time. This doesn't come to you easily. But surely over a period of time, when you are able to learn and you're able to gain from your experiences and also be able to utilize those experiences, not just learn and keep it to yourself, but also show its effect. Bring it to how you're able to cater to your work, cater to people, and how you get connected to people. So you will also find that your reputation over a period of time comes across as a wise person, even a sage to some extent. So a lot of people may come to you, or you may become the agony aunt, agony uncle for some of your friends or even your acquaintances, where they come out to you and they don't mind opening up to you, and they find your personality such that they want to talk to you, they want to seek or get guided by you. Whether they listen to you or not is others thing, but they will surely come to you for guidance, or at least want to hear your point of view. This is also a place where people, because of their expertise, because of their competence, may reach very high levels of in their organization, in their industry as well. So these people are the ones who in their organization may be somebody who also defines strategy, who also is somebody who is the immediate guide, or who the CEO or the MD may also fall back on or also seek guidance from, also because of the competence that you bring in. And over a period of time, this person may also be seen as somebody who is one of the leading lights in their industry. Some of the people who have been seen as experts, written books, and has been seen as authority in their subjects have the 11th house lord conjunct with Jupiter. This is also a placement of a spiritual guru who has made a name for himself or herself because of how they have led their masses, and because of the spiritual learning, spiritual experiences also, and not just academic learning. However, because Jupiter conjunct with 11th house brings in that degree of competence, coupled with experience, coupled with learning. So the more you learn, the more you add qualification, and then the more you are ready to learn from your experiences in life, the more gains come to you. Now when the 11th house lord is conjunct with Saturn, Saturn is a planet of slowness, and the 11th house is an upachaya house, which means the results will come to you slowly, built over a period of time. So if the 11th house lord is conjunct with Saturn, then your work is cut out. Patience is the name of the game, perseverance is the name of the game, but this is a placement where results, once they come to you, will not be taken away easily from you. If you are able to be somebody who's very disciplined in life, who's committed, who is loyal, who will follow rules and regulations and is ready to play the waiting game, then results will come to you. They will not be taken from you, and stable results will stick with you. So this is a placement where people with sheer hard work, with sheer commitment, sheer discipline, making a name for themselves and reaching sometimes the highest excellence of society, higher excellence of even administrative services, because remember, Saturn is the servant, but 11th house is the house of masses. So if you are catering to the masses, then you have to surely be somebody who is sitting at one of the highest levels of administration. even the government administration or government rule. Sometimes this could also be in people who themselves are judges or magistrates, who are law enforcement people or connected in some way to law enforcement, or connected to people who ensure rules and regulations are followed by society or in society. Or you are somebody who will stand up for a cause because rules and regulations are not being stuck to. People are not sticking to rules and regulations of environment. People are not sticking to rules and regulations of power, of authority, of money, or responsibility in money. So surely a responsibility is given to you, responsibility is thrust upon you sometimes by the zodiac, and it is for you to be able to stand up for those responsibilities that is given to you. Secondly, this is also placement where you may become the darling of the masses, or somebody who is a big influencer in the masses because of your consistency of how you have carried yourself in society. So somebody who has built a respect over a period of time and is seen as somebody who is very respectful, somebody who sticks to rules and regulations, somebody who is very principled. So the masses want to follow you because you are coming across as somebody who is very law abiding, somebody who will also stick to rules and regulations and doesn't bat an eyelid where rule enforcement or law enforcement is connected. So surely a stable result, wishes and desires coming true to you, built with the game of being able to give back to society, but surely a waiting game, patient game when the 11th house lord gets conjunct with Saturn. Now when the 11th house lord gets conjunct with Rahu, this is one of a very strong placements, and I consider Rahu to be very good in the 11th house as long as you understand how the energy is playing out. On one side, this is a tricky energy because Rahu in the 11th house means a number of your associations may also be tricky. Sometimes you may get in conjunction with or get connected to or even in a relationship with sometimes very tricky people. People sometimes who may be very slippery as an eel. So a few of your first relationship may not become good. And because you have learned from the experience over a period of time, you also become somebody who is able to understand how the world works. And so you also become clever, you also become experienced, you also become intelligent over a period of time, and then that intelligence works for you. Rahu gives you the cleverness, but Rahu gives you the hunger for success in society, in masses. So some people are able to use the Rahu energy that your karma is getting connected to masses. So many times a lot of celebrities who have to give back to society are given the success by the zodiac so that you are able to do your karma. So many times people who have a rags to riches story, or people who have been given an opportunity of a sudden rise in society, sudden rise in your department, sudden rise in your organization, also so that you can cater to and do your karma, can also come with it. However, this is also placement many times where a sudden downfall may also happen if you are not able to keep the intelligence going, keep the rules and regulations going. If you are trying to cut too many corners, that's Rahu can sometimes attempt, then the fall can also be drastic. So be a little careful with Rahu in the 11th house. This can really take you to the heights which no other planetary entity or planetary energy may be able to give you. This will put you on the top of the masses, right on the top of the echelon, with name, fame, adulation, material success. Mad adulation may come to you, people may love you, people may want to do anything for you. But if the fall from grace can also happen with the same degree of intensity, so watch out. This could also mean romantically getting connected with people sometime from another country, or another religion, another ethnicity, completely different person from your value status that you're coming from, or what values you carry, or how your thought process is. So sometimes opposites attract, they say, and this comes good in many such instances where 11th house lord is conjunct with Rahu. However, this is also an energy where different people from across the world may sometimes sing your praises, may follow you and want to work with you or get close to you. So be a little careful what kind of partnerships you get into, what kind of people you work with, and who you trust, because this could be a placement where sometimes your closest of friendship could be the ones who lead you to your downfall. So use this energy well rather than falling prey to this strong energy. Now if the 11th house lord is conjunct with Ketu, this is a placement where you need to really work hard. Zodiac is giving you work cut out. Remember, Ketu is a denier of results. So if the 11th house lord is conjunct with Ketu, the zodiac is telling you that the success will be given to you, but when you have an ability of wanting to, a personality of, or a character of giving back. If you, when your success comes to you, want to keep it to yourself, you don't want to share it with others, you don't want to divide it, you don't want to distribute it, you don't want to share, then the success may not remain with you for long, because the zodiac will take the success away from you. This is the placement where the success is given to you to share, to contribute, to be able to give more than what you have got, or a substantial amount of success that you have is for others rather than for yourself. So many times politicians or celebrities who have had huge adulation, but many times they don't stand up for something which they find is an ill in society. They don't work for society, they don't share what their opinion is, they don't stand up for a cause. If something is wrong, they keep quiet, because for them being politically correct is more important. In this case, you will find such celebrities also will face the pushback from society, pushback from their fans, from the masses, that why don't you stand up, why don't you talk. Many times this is also placement where only through sheer hard work, through years and years of effort, then success comes to you. But the success comes to you in a situation where you are given the responsibility again to give, or to be able to stand up for a cause or do for others. This is also placement where many times you are able to help your friends, you are able to help society, you are able to help acquaintances, but when your need is there, many times you hardly find anybody besides maybe one or two people. So this is a strong placement of doing more for society, contributing for society, standing up for society, giving back almost everything that you have. Only then very late success, sometimes meaningless success, comes to you. However, this is also placement where the people may be remembered long back after they are gone, and their name remains in for long. Many are people who have done a lot of good work and they have been remembered long after they have gone, and now they are no more to understand how much they have contributed, how they are seen by society, is this placement. But if you truly want to leave a strong legacy behind, where people remember you, a lot of good work is done, a lot of good karma is done for you, a crack at salvation is given to you, an opportunity to be able to salvage your name, your reputation, a lot of long negative baggage, negative karma that you are carrying, then this is the placement of 11th house dot conjunct with Ketu. So friends, now that we have discussed how the 11th house conjunction with different planets plays out, do see in which house the conjunction occurs, because that flavor will also come in, that flavor will also bring in its own results. The yoga, the doshas and the other aspects and conjunctions will also bring in their own flavors. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me with the link given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan, signing off.